Hello everyone. So we're here doing another flip through. I haven't filmed in 2 weeks because the little adapter for my headphones died. So you can't get the mic up against my face and it sounds so bad without it. It sounds like I'm on the other side of the room, I don't know. But anyway, we're here now. I have it, got it today. And this arrived today as well. This was from Patsy, from Miss Patsy's Mystical Musings. Mystical? I always think it's mythical or mystical. But yeah, I'll put her channel down below. We're in this group on Facebook called Wish Witches. Such a tongue twister. And it's an interesting group. I was just invited by Patsy onto it and I went, what is this? And she had this is one of the decks that was on my wish list. And she goes, here, I have this already. Do you want it? And I was like, do you want to trade for it? She goes, no, you can just have it. So I went, cool. So this is a Rockpool Publishing deck. It's Saints and Mystics reading cards. It is a 36 card deck, and I don't know what it was about this deck that pulled me in. I think it's just the simplicity of it. Opens it like that with the magnetic. I love this. This blue is stunning. We have the book and there's the deck. Now I've put this in order because it didn't come in order, obviously, because she used it herself. Now, the cool thing about this deck, before we get into the book, is it's technically two decks in one. So we have the Saints in this one, and these are the Mystics in the blue. This is what intrigued me more about the deck, because I was like, it's two decks in one, there's two backings. So yeah, as we go into the book here, I'll just go to a random one. Someone I know, please. Because like, okay, the Mystics are all about people who did like philosophy and inventors and that were not turned into saints. They were turned into inventors, or the starting point of certain philosophies being made or inventions being made, whereas the saints did like spiritual work, if that makes sense. Saint Anthony, we'll just go with the first one, Saint Anthony here. So Saint Anthony obviously is the saint of reclaim. We have the little spiel here about him, his backstory, like he's Portuguese born in Italy. Then we have the emotional reading, the spiritual reading, and the consciously description here. And then the invocation. It's all really nicely well laid out actually for a book, and it's just nice. And there are spreads in it. And then for the Mystics, oh, come here. We have Socrates here. We'll just look at Socrates, the father of philosophy. So we have like people who have done, they've started things that we use today without even knowing it, if that makes sense. And so like we have Plato, the mystic of higher mind. So he's the one who figured out thinking. Like, that's crazy. And then we have, oh, we'll get onto her when we get to her, Marie Laveau. I love this story. I was reading this one, the Voodoo Queen of Freedom, and she was from New Orleans, and she was one of the first free women of color during the slave trade. Very interesting. Like, that's a really cool story. Actually, I'll let you guys pause it so you can read it. Okay. So it's really interesting, like the stories and the way certain people who were picked for it. I think Leonardo da Vinci's in this too, so I'm going to keep quiet for this bit because it's interesting. So when we get to number 19, so when we get to Aristotle, that's the Mystics and the Saints end, so I'm going to put them on top of each other. And I'm going to zoom in and we're going to have a flip through. Okay, so that was the flip through. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's kind of self-explanatory, but I do like the layout of the cards where we have the name, the keyword. There were some people in this that are stunning. Like Joan of Arc. Like that colour scheme is beautiful. I do like how we have Joseph for once. Normally we have Mary, and she's not in this deck. Which is nice because obviously, Christ had a father figure twofold. Twofold. He had two fathers essentially, so it's nice to see that. He had an earth one and a spiritual one. Let me see who else there was. Some of their faces are stunning. Oh, Santa Muerte. Muerta. Oh, can we talk about that's gorgeous. Stunning. Let's see, now we're on to the mystics. Like some of these people I want to look up, like Dion Fortune. Dion Fortune? I want to know who she is. Like, who is she? And then there's ones that we all know, like Harry Houdini. Like, he's the first to be a very famous magician and escape artist. That's why he's under the keyword of mastery, do you know? And then, oh god, can we talk about Isaac Newton? I don't know what he is without the wig. He looks nice. And it's nice to see a younger version of Leonardo da Vinci. Normally we see the old one where he has the big beard and the big long hair and the hat. Whereas like, here he is like mid-30s to 40s and he looks like decent. I'm like, oh god. And here's Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau, if I'm saying it wrong, forgive me, but it says respect, and I love how this is in the deck. Like, she's stunning. She's beautiful. I don't know. Oh, let me see what else there is here. Like, some of them I want to know who they are. Like, who is Helena Blavatsky? I'm gonna look up these names afterwards. But yeah, no, they're gorgeous. Like, stunning. Okay, let's give them a shuffle and do a quick 3-card reading. They're going to be mixed up. They shuffle nice. They're just the usual rock pool cardstock. Too fancy. Oh, hang on. Chatty. Oh, there we go. And we got Edgar Casey. I was looking at him. I was like, who is he? And he's like, it says in the book, and we'll read about them. We got Saint Expedite? Okay. Immediate messages. Okay. Nope. Actually, that doesn't feel right. Do you know when you pull it, you're that one doesn't suit the message that's being portrayed. We have St. Francis. Okay. Okay, and you're going to use the book, see what they say. Put these guys back in here for a minute. Okay, so we'll zoom in, and we have Edgar Casey. Is that how you say Casey? I would presume it's Casey. And we have messages, so we'll go to 23 and we'll have a look. See what it says. Oh yeah, he was I was reading this earlier. I can't remember which one it was. He is a spiritual speaker. That's what he was. Edgar Casey was the most documented psychic of the 12th century. 20th century. 12th? 20th century. Can I read? Able to pass spiritual messages to sitters from the trance-like state of awareness. He gave over 2,500 soul readings between 1923 and 1945, which were documented and are still available to read today. Edgar's energy is invoked for inspiration to help understand the world we live in and the beauty found in the mysteries of the universe. Wow, I've never heard of this guy. This guy sounds really cool. Because you can't really tell what he does. I thought he was like an author looking at that. I didn't think he was a spiritual speaker, if that makes sense. You may feel yourself spontaneously having deep-founded spiritual experiences to reawaken your spirit and uncover anew. If not another high Intuition. Okay, we'll go with the... let's see. We'll go with the spiritual meaning for this one. Casey is famous as a dreaming or trance psychic who moves between the astrological planes to bring through spiritual awareness, inspiration, and healing. His energy encourages you to facilitate deep access to the subconscious brain cosmic... Oh, okay, basically, in this sense, he's telling you to meditate to get messages from the universe, or you can, in a physical sense, I always say it's either butterflies or feathers. So if you see those in the physical world, there's a message coming for you. So next, let's go on to Saint Expedite. He looks like a Roman soldier. Let's see. Patron saint of emergencies and fast luck. Wow. He is a Roman soldier. I was like going, why is there a Roman soldier here? Because normally you don't see them associate with a saint kind of thing. Well, the Romans are Roman Catholics, so it makes sense. Saint Expedite was a Roman soldier from Armenia, martyred around 300 AD for his religious affinity. The story goes that when Saint Expedite converted to Christianity, the devil took the form of a crow and tempted him to defer his conversion. Wow. It's like, that's interesting. Expeditius stamped on the bird and killed it, declaring his immediate conversion that day. Expedite does not come through hesitantly. He moves through swiftly. So these messages are just coming in. These messages are just going in your face. They're here. Like, hey, can you know? Yeah, we'll go with the consciously one. Saint Expedite does not discriminate between poor, rich, and is most efficient assisting with legal cases, health, business, study, creativity, and anything that screams for urgent attention. Okay, so this probably means that these messages are coming in. So maybe it's an email, you need to do it quickly. That's weird, because today I did a huge questionnaire that had 7 days to finish, and I was just having issues. Technology, because, Mercury retrograde, for God's sake. Like, for God's sake, it's just the Mercury retrograde fecking up everything. So that's what was happening there, so that's why I needed to get it done, so I got my old laptop out to do that. Weird. So these messages are coming in, there's a bit of urgency with them to finish them or respond to them. And now we're going to St. Francis. The way I said that sounded like French fries. Oh, St. French fries, that's... Wow. I'm a professional, I swear. So we have St. Francis. I'll put him just here so you can see him. So now we have St. Francis, and we're gonna zoom in a little bit. I like how he's all covered in this like foresty wildlife. Patron saint of animals and nature. Of course he is. He represents healing as a keyword here. St. Francis was the son of a wealthy merchant and lived in Umbria in Italy. While he intended a life of the military, he received spontaneous and grand visions from the divine, and soon lost to the desire for his former luxurious life. Wow, he became a minimalist. Good on you. That's tough to do, to be fair. Francis developed a mission to share the divinity of peace, forgiveness, and brotherly love to the living world. Built a sanctuary and founded the Franciscan order. I've heard of that. That's cool. I've actually heard of that. That's weird. I remember when we did secondary school history and stuff like that came up. That's cool. He provided shelter for wild creatures of all kinds, from wolves, deer, birds, owls, and even bees. Is there bees in that? I've no idea. I don't know if there's bees in that picture, but hey. In 1224, my god, 1224, St. Francis of Assisi. Oh my god, I remember that. St. Francis of Assisi. Genie Mac. Like, this is mad. Sorry if my Irish slang comes out. Genie Mac. Oh. Was recorded as the first person to experience and receive holy stigmata? Stigmata, the physical appearance of wounds depicting a crucifixion. Wow, that's really interesting. I think for this we'll go with the emotional reading because it's to do with healing, and it's the healing of like that rush of getting it done, and then you're like, oh, it's over, I've done it now. St. Francis of Assisi shows you how to learn to love through unexpected ways and to encourage calm and peaceful resolution. To arguments made with others, it is time to take off the mask and unveil your true self, naked of social constructs, and to bear your soul's light into shine. I'll do a little bit of the consciously one because it's just a bit more appropriate, I think. You are brought to awareness for the importance of creating a sacred space in your environment, and pay attention to the way you are living your life. Are you still holding others on the cross for wrongs done to you in the past? Have you forgiven loved ones long ago? Your choices in life matter, and your soul's vibration, that makes sense, yeah, your soul's vibration in light matters much more. Because if these messages are coming in, they're on your mind, you get them done, but then if your mind is not taken care of, neither is your heart, your soul, or your body. If any of the three or any of those things are off, the rest falls to place. If you think of it as like a clock with all the gears in it, if one of the gears breaks, the clock won't chime, it won't turn, it won't do anything. It just stops until it's fixed. So there's that reading there, guys. Okay, so that was the last one. I just had to move Francis down a bit there so you can see him. So I'll leave that there, guys. I hope you're all safe and well, and I will see you all very soon.